Ancient conquerors. Egypt has many envious neighbors, and they look upon our rich empire the way a hyena pack crowds a lion's kill. Can you build and command the armies and fleets necessary to defeat these serious threats and defend the Nile Delta against successive invasions by the Sea People, Assyrians, and Persians? Ziphophorus, how's it going? Finished Valley? I have finished the Valley of the Kings. Egypt looks to me for protection. 2,500 population, 5 modest apartments. Let's go.
The rumblings of distress and discontent to the west have become more ominous recently. Scouts report that several barbarian tribes speaking strange tongues have arrived on the shores of Kiranaka to our west. To make matters worse, these peoples now walk hand in hand with Mariak, the son of Deed, king of the Libyans and Pharaoh's enemy. Word has now reached Pharaoh Manerta that these vile people, with all their women, children, and worldly possessions close behind, will soon be headed eastward toward the fertile Nile Delta, our homeland, in search of a place to settle. Already there have been minor clashes at the northern oasis of Siwi and Farafa. Your delta town of Pi-Yer now stands in their way.
Import wood to construct ships and copper for weapons.
Could be on your doorsteps. Pharaoh has decreed that should they arrive, they must not be allowed to penetrate further. You will need to import wood from which to construct sturdy warships and copper for weapons. It is your fortune that the previously troublesome Hittites are now peaceful, thanks
The
to
great victory at Kadesh. I remember it well.
Sire of the beloved Manet. Make your town strong and brace your loyal troops for mortal combat.
Mortal Kombat! Sorry, I couldn't resist. Alright, let's pause the game. That's a cute little bridge. It's a neat little map. Nice. Okay. So what do we have going for us? We have grain and chickpeas. We have work camps. We can produce papyrus and pottery along with brickworks. We can warrior it up. Warships and transports. We can also buy wood. The glorious victory at Kadesh. It was a glorious victory, indeed. Build a wall and make the Libyans pay for it. Maybe. Encomi? Encomi buys beer. I'm trying to look for an easy trade good. It's probably going to be papyrus. Papyrus seems like the logical choice. Shields. Pottery. Bricks. I think it's probably going to be papyrus to mend the fair. The mission description is basically that. Kind of, yeah. Alright. So here's what we're going to do. Alright, well, here's the first problem with papyrus. Now that I've opened up a trade route specifically for papyrus. All of the reeds that we need for papyrus is over here. Okay. We have 10,000 gold. Well, we had 10,000 gold. We're slightly less now. Right, let's put a ferry landing. We just kind of build like a strip of housing along here. We don't even really have to do much to make that work. We do want to put a roadblock down so that our people don't travel too far. And then we'll want a water supply and a bazaar. As well as the other things we need. Architect's Post. firehouse. And a granary. So we're just going to do grain farms, I guess. I don't really see a reason to do anything else. Oops. I mean, there's no harm in just putting chickpeas along the other side. Like that. Yeah, I think that makes sense. We only need a population of 2,500. The requirements on this mission are very modest. Stop the immigrants. Yeah, you know, you have a fair point. I didn't notice that. Let's see, where's the objectives? Like, it says, what? Right here, like, these vile people with all of their women, children, and worldly possessions will soon be headed eastward. So it is like a mass migration situation, and we're just like, no, we don't like those people, we're going to cut them off. It may have sounded a little bit pretentious there. It was kind of the point. Okay. So we're gonna put a slum house here. Firehouse, architect's post. And then a bunch of reed gatherers. And then a bunch of papyrus makers. I have learned nothing from the previous mission. I have learned nothing about overbuilding. It's fine. Alright, so this is going to have our papyrus in it. We're also going to put a dock in here. Right there. And we're immediately going to start trading papyrus as soon as we get it. All of it. Just all of the papyrus. We don't need it. Okay, now we're actually going to do our job and tend to our people. I assume that Set is our patron god. No, Osiris is. Okay. There we go. Alright, let's let the people in. Where are they coming from? They're coming from over here? Okay. So we are going to want... The game has been pretty clear. We want a shipwright. And we're also going to want a bunch of warships. So we're going to have to import wood. Probably a lot of wood. And we're going to want to build a bunch of warships. Even though they'll be super expensive. Okay. Where's the wood? You're the wood. Is there any more wood? You also are wood. I think I want this route, because these guys also buy beer, and we may be able to make that work for ourselves somehow. Maybe. Maybe not, but maybe we will. I remember when I was a kid playing these missions, a lot of times what I would do is just like open up all of the trade routes. Because, you know, it's hard to go wrong with trade, right? But like, now that I've played the game for a long time, I'm like, why would I open up a trade route that I never plan on utilizing? Again, I wasn't a very smart kid, and And my eyes have opened since about many things. Alright, so we are going to want... some of these statues are just so dumb. There we go. That should help the desirability. I wonder if you could just brute force this mission. Modest apartments are not that hard to get. I mean, we could try it. Why not? We managed to brute force Kadesh pretty handily, so I don't see a reason why we couldn't do that here as well. Although food's going to be a major problem. It'll at least be a contributing factor. Let's see. We're getting so powerful we would like to build a long stick, aka an obelisk. Indeed. There we go. That should be all the entertainment we need. We will also need pottery. So let's go ahead and build 3 clay pits. And we'll hook them up like this. With 4 potters and that. There we go. Nice. We've already burned through most of our gold. But that's okay. We may even need... Oh no, we should have enough food for this granary. 2,500 people. 2,500 people is a fair amount of people, but we should be fine. Build a couple warship wharfs. Firehouse Architect's Post. We are very short on people. That's okay. Ancient Egyptians do be like that. Like, all of our missions that have involved heavy combat have been like, yeah, we're going to go to this land. We're going to build a city. We're going to beat away all of the invaders, and then we're going to build a giant stick made of obsidian. It's gonna be great. We're gonna make giant sticks great again. A plague. We do need physicians. There we go. I know it seems like we're way overbuilding. We are. But once these houses start really upgrading, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Like, we're exporting papyrus. Papyrus is, like, one of the best exports in the game.
I love the art of it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to trade my supplies.
We are buying wood. Wood is very expensive. But it should be fine. Also, where are my boats? Okay, the population shortage may be causing my boats to struggle to be constructed, but that's okay. Because our people will continue coming. Hey.
People say that this city has plenty
No,
of food.
you're going the wrong way to be an immigrant. You're supposed to go into the city to be immigrants. You wacky, crazy people. Okay. So as I was saying earlier, we may need to build a second granary. For when we actually have like a big harvest. And we may... Let's see. I don't know if this will work the way I would want it to, but it's a lot of food production. So let's go for it, yeah? Yeah. Perfect. It's like nothing bad happened. Alright, now we should have plenty of production. It's just, wish we could build a couple warships. We should have more people coming in. It's just gonna be a slow trickle until we can get the population in that we need. I mean, we have everything that we need for a bunch of higher tier buildings. It's just a matter of bringing them in. What is... Okay. Now that one we should be able to do. We just need to wait for the, grain to come in. We could also import copper, but that seems ridiculously expensive. Especially when we could just build more warships. Why not just build more warships? We could even build more warships. Alright, maybe we went a little bit crazy on the warships. But it'll be fine. A little bit of debt never hurt no one. Is this going to hurt our worker shortage? Absolutely. But it'll be fine. We'll have a great battle. It'll be glorious. Okay, when is this done? August. Okay. We'll get a big injection of food, and then we'll be good to go. Yeah, so we're exporting papyrus. We have lots of papyrus coming in. And it'll only get better as we get more people.
I love the art of the deal. I can't wait to trade my supplies.
And once we actually get a bunch of warships, then we won't really need the wood. Because we'll only need the wood to replace the ships, not build them anew. Yeah, I know you want grain, but it's gonna take a minute. I need to harvest the fields. Look at these guys working. They're doing a good job. Beer. Beer could be a problem. I didn't account for beer. Can we not import beer? Come on. Surely there's someplace. You sell barley. You sell barley. So I guess we're going to have to produce our own beer. I mean, we can do that. It's not that difficult. We'll just import 400 barley, and then we'll make a bunch of beer. Easy. We only need a couple breweries for that. Okay, so now we have all this food coming in. We should be good on food once it gets distributed. Are tea and coffee juices? I don't... well, let's look up at the definition of juice first. What is a juice? The liquid obtained from or present in fruit or vegetables. So by that logic, I would say that tea is probably considered a juice. Coffee is probably not considered a juice, because coffee, it's not exactly a liquid you extract out of the coffee. It just kind of seeps, it's just kind of like a thing that seeps into water. Which, if you consider that a juice, you would also consider, like, anything that dilutes into water as a juice, like salt. And salt is not a juice. So, tea, probably a fair chance that you could call it a juice, because it's literally, like, leached out of a plant, fibrous plant. Although, now that I think about it, like, it's kind of the same thing for tea, right? Like, you're not necessarily, like, drinking the juice of a tea leaf. You're just kind of leaching the flavoring out of it. So, yeah, I guess not. I guess you wouldn't... Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they would be... I don't think either of them would be considered juices. Yeah. It's a good thought experiment, though. It's definitely something interesting to think about. Also, hello, Thor. How are you doing today? Also, I don't drink much of either juice or juice. Well, I mean, I don't drink much juice either, but I also don't drink much tea or coffee, so probably not the best person to ask. Yeah, plant-flavored water. Yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it, yeah. Also kind of a traumatizing way to describe it, but it's okay. It's fine. We have some financial issues here. I'm at negative 1,000 gold. Like I said, though, I think that'll resolve once I stop building Warship War. Why can't I build that there? Well. Once we no longer have to worry about building warships, we won't have to worry about importing wood, and it won't be a problem. I have a cup of Joe in front of me just this very moment. I don't know. I cannot justify drinking coffee. I just can't do it. Like, it's just... I see how it affects people who drink coffee regularly. I do eat chocolate, yes. But, like, I don't know. Coffee does things to you, man. Yeah, I know. I mean, I don't... I'm trying to dig myself out of this hole. I don't eat a lot of chocolate either. I think the problem that I have with coffee is that I live with my parents. They drink coffee. And they cannot function. Yeah, they cannot function without coffee in the morning. At all. Like, at all. They are non-functioning coffee drinkers. And I see that, and I'm just like, I don't wish that upon anybody. Like, my dad drinks coffee literally all day. All day, every day. And if he doesn't have his coffee, he is extremely grumpy, extremely irritable. Yeah. I don't know. I get caffeine in other ways. Like, I drink a lot of soda, and I definitely should not be drinking a lot of soda. But, yeah, so I'm not exactly... Why don't I have a... Wait, this is... Oh, this is as far as I have to go, isn't it? Yeah. So I just need 2,500 people now. And maybe not as much debt. Your parents are the same way with cigarettes? So, funnily enough, my dad's been a smoker for his whole life, and he's been trying to stop, and he stopped drinking. He's drinking soda. I'm still on drinking soda and coffee. He stopped smoking a number of years ago, and he started again when my mom ended up in the hospital. Like, he stopped, and then the stress of my mom in the hospital caused him to start smoking again. And he started to quit the habit again, so I'm hoping this time it'll stick. Cigarettes are rough. I sympathize greatly with anybody trying to beat that habit. I'm so glad that I never got into that stuff. But I have my own addictions, like soda. And soda is bad. I remember in high school, or not high school, in college, I literally built towers of soda cans at my desk because I just had so much soda. I drank soda all the time. And I've definitely cut back on how much soda I've drank, but yeah, it's rough. There's so many things in this world that is hard to quit. And sometimes it can be big things like tobacco and drugs, and other times it can be little things that are potentially as problematic, like soda and things of that nature. It sucks. You gotta be careful. You gotta be very careful. We have so much pottery. Sorry, I'm talking about, like, addiction, and meanwhile, I'm also just trying to play the game. Super serious subjects here. Yeah, I think I want to do this one. I know that's gonna put me into debt, but I should be able to sell a bunch of pottery. And I want to sell pottery over land because I don't want my docks to be super obstructive. Or super obstructed, not obstructive. It's a whole other issue. Okay. So at this point, we really just need population. We have all the production we need. We just need 2,500 people and to not die to invasion. So what if we just, like... I don't know, these houses will never develop into anything. But we will have some population additions there. And we can maybe improve the desirability with a fancy statue. People love fancy statues. Okay. I think overall we're producing more than we're importing. We just gotta stop spending so much money. Just gotta stop spending so much money. I read that as royal juice. Too much talking about drinks and stuff is distracting me. Yeah, I just wish they didn't have to be so spammy in this game. I don't know, maybe I could spend some more effort beautifying my city. Yeah, and they do have different options for the statues. It's just a lot of them look really dumb. Goose Black used to have a skit about how soy milk wasn't milk because you didn't have a soy. Yeah. I guess that's kind of along the same lines as the juice question, yeah? You know, do you define soy milk as a juice or as something else? An infusion. It's a good word. It's a good word. All right. It doesn't sound as appetizing. Yeah, and it also doesn't attract lactose intolerant people either, which is kind of the main appeal of soy drinks. I hope this isn't problematic. Well, I mean, if their ships spontaneously combust, then I guess it's not problematic. Okay. Here, we'll put another temple to Set and Osiris. There we go. Yeah, so we're good on everything. We literally just need the population. Is there anything else we can export? We can export beer. I don't want to export beer. I think we expand our papyrus production. Funnily enough. I think we produce more papyrus. You might as well, right? And then we'll put a slum house down here. Along with our... do we need an architect's post? No. Along with a firehouse. The Dwarf Fortress merchants, they wanted to sell you bagged magma. I don't think I've ever seen merchants in Dwarf Fortress bring me bagged magma. That's too bad. That's an exciting thing right there. It's always good fun when silly stuff happens. Alright, so now we literally just need population. And I assume there's probably going to be a culture requirement, too. It's just because that's the way this game rolls. That was a bug some time ago. There are no bugs in Dwarf Fortress. We know this to be true. There are only features and more problematic features. Why are you right up on the edge of the map? There we go. And I guess I also need to put entertainment down, don't I? Okay. Well, I'm glad we're in debt. Oh no, I can absolutely see what causes the problem. Because everything in that game is simulated. Well, that was an impressive battle. I'm glad that happened. Okay. Alright, game. There is nothing wrong with this game and its combat system. Absolutely nothing. That's all working as intended. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. This is all fine. Okay, let's go ahead and build my personal mansion. Because we may need to draw an income to fix our kingdom rating. And then we also need a physician. There we go. And then we'll go from there. These houses are struggling a little bit because of desirability. That's not surprising in the least. 2,000 people. Nice. Too few dancers, too few physicians. I could just build a dancer stage. Yeah, let's do it. We'll plop a pavilion down. A dance school. And just... yeah, why not? Why not everything? One of everything. Let's go. We have 19% unemployment, so... they gotta work somewhere, unfortunately. More access to physicians? Let's pop down some dentists instead. And then a couple extra physicians. There we go. We could also build just like 1 million work camps. There we go. We literally just need 400 people. Nice. This is super easy. This is a super easy mission. I suspect this little cluster of missions is going to be full of super easy missions. All right. I forgot I need to, I don't have an army. Whatever. It's fine. This mission will be over in 6 months. I don't have to worry about it. Also, what happened... oh, I know what happened. The oasis that I was selling papyrus to was shut down. Okay. I could see how that would be problematic. Could be problematic. If I spent any more time on this map. We may not hit 2,500 people before the end of the year, and that could cause problems with our kingdom rating and prosperity. We should still be fine. Yeah, but that did absolutely nothing. Okay. We're fine. We're absolutely fine. This mission's over. Yeah, we just need to get 50 more people.
The sun has lifted the storm cloud that had been over Egypt.
Oh man.
Great is the joy. The vile chief of the
Such a
Leecros and
such a
his allies
grand
on the
and
sea
dramatic
have
battle
fled
that
under cover
was.
of the night. Their ill-conceived plan to settle along our shores has been smashed. It is indeed fortunate for us that so many of their women and children are now our shameful captives.
I don't like it when you put it like that. It sounds kind of weird. Sounds extremely weird. Let's go to the next mission.